Will I be the asshole if I told the groom 22 days before the wedding that the bride has cheated on him? This is a repost in the most condensed version of original post. Hey guys, IF 24, Bride F 23, Groom MA 25 have all been friends for over a year. We all became really close and hung out almost every day. During their year and half engagement, Bride had confided in me about how she wasn't sure if she wanted to get married and how Groom wanted different things than her. I encouraged her to either seek a couples counselor or postpone the wedding until she knew what she wanted to do, since it wouldn't be fair to him. About 2 months ago, she came over to my house and started telling me about her new coworker, who she was talking to in an inappropriate manner, sending inappropriate pictures and speaking in a sexual way, as well as making fun of Groom. Eventually, she suggested that she tell Groom that she was with me while she met up with him, and they hung out, but that she wasn't going to have sex with him or kiss him. I told her I didn't feel comfortable with that, and that she needed to get her priorities straight if she was going to get married in less than 2 months. She said nothing and went home. During this time, her co-worker would send flowers and gifts to their house. She would tell Groom that they were from her boss because she was doing so well at work. He hasn't suspected a thing. Now here comes the part where I have been debating if I should say anything. During her bachelorette party, it was me, her childhood bestie friend, the MOH, and her soon-to-be sister-in-law. During the whole night, Bride and her best friend basically separated themselves from the rest of us. As the night progressed, Bride and best friend got really drunk, and Bride started talking about all the things that she had done behind Groom's back in front of his sister, future sister-in-law, and one point she almost ratted herself out and started talking about her coworker. I stopped her before she could say anything else more comprising. At some point, sister-in-law pulls me and MOH aside and starts saying how uncomfortable she was about what Bride was saying about her brother the groom. I listened and comforted her. We eventually all went out to the hot tub and hung out there. Later on, when sister-in-law and best friend went inside, I told Bride to try to cool it with what she's saying in front of sister-in-law, because it's making her uncomfortable, and that she needs to be cautious of the incriminating things she's saying in front of her. She agreed, and we changed the topic. Then MOH tells Bride how she feels really uncomfortable and unwanted, because she has been putting all her energy on her best friend and no one else. I said nothing during this, while MOH told Bride how she felt. After 30 minutes, the Bride left, and me and MOH were left in the hot tub, just talking about life, and both the struggles we were going through. While we were talking, best friend came out and starts yelling at me and says I need to go inside and apologize to the Bride for what I said, and how I was ruining her night. Me and MOH looked at her, confused, and asked her what did I say, and she said about what I told her about sister-in-law. Me and MOH sat there shocked and confused, because she wasn't upset after I told her, and we carried on hanging out for another hour until MOH told her how she felt about feeling left out. Best friend stormed inside and me and MOH stayed outside. About an hour later, Bride, sister-in-law, and best friend come out and Bride tells me I don't need to apologize to her, and that she's just really drunk and got emotional. While Bride is saying this, best friend starts going off on me, telling me how I'm fake and a horrible person, and that she knows what type of person I am and whatnot. That night was my first night ever meeting her. MOH got pissed and started standing up for me, saying how I didn't say anything wrong, and if anyone did, it was her. I was just in shock the whole time and stayed quiet. I apologized to Bride and sister-in-law, and just sat there. MOH started crying because of her anxiety, and Bride starts reassuring her that nothing was her fault, and it was all my fault, and I ruined the night in front of me. MOH still tried standing up for me, but I told her it was okay and that I was clearly unwanted and left. The next day, Bride texts my ex-boyfriend and tells him how she wants him to still marry them. He asks me why she would say that, and I eventually told him everything. He ignored it, and we carried on with our day. Monday comes, and she sends me a text telling me how I wouldn't be a positive impact on her day, and essentially making me feel bad about my breakup, and to deliver the other decorations to sister-in-law. Sister-in-law bought these decorations and I was holding them. I replied and told her that I would leave the decorations in my mailbox, and either of them could grab then, and blocked her. She then texted my ex, telling him how important it is that he shares her big day with them, and she needed confirmation that he would marry them. Mind you, they were never close with him, but asked him because he was already ordained, and it would be free. He ignores her and tells me he wants to tell Groom about everything that really happened. I told him no, that it wasn't our place to do so. I did nothing wrong other trying to stop her from ending her marriage before it even began. And this how I got treated at the end of the day. Her true colors came out, and I just have to move on. My ex did eventually text him and told him he needed to ask his sister and MOH what really happened. Nothing ever comes of this, and regardless of my feelings towards this, should I warn Groom that she was cheating on him before they tie the knot and let him decide, or would I be the asshole? UPDAT1. Thank you all for your responses and advice. I think it's pretty clear what I need to do. I spoke with my ex about the consequences and how to go about this without putting ourselves in danger. We live in an open carry state, and they own weapons, and we don't know if she would show up to my house since I would ultimately possibly be ending her relationship. I will keep you guys updated how it goes.